The first step to learning guitar is to learn the different parts of the guitar. By the end of this step, you will know the body, neck, frets, headstock, and strings of a guitar. The body of the guitar is the largest part of the guitar. On acoustic guitars, it is usually hollow, like you see here. On electric guitars, it's usually solid. Extending from the body of the guitar is what we call the neck. The neck is a thin piece of wood, and within the neck are what we call frets. They're the metal inlays that help you position your fingers to produce the desired sound. At the end of the neck is what we call the headstock. The headstock is where your strings are attached and where you'll tune. Extending from the body of your guitar to the headstock are the strings. There's 6 wires, or nylon if you have a classical guitar. And the first string is the lowest string, it's the thinnest string, and it's what we call the high E. It sounds like this. The second string is a B. The third string is a G. The fourth string is a D. The fifth string is an A. And the sixth string, which is your thickest string, is a low E. See if you can identify the body, neck, frets, headstock, and 6 strings on your guitar. The next step to learning guitar is to learn the numbering system. First, let's look at the strings. Each string has a number associated with it. The high E string, which is the thinnest string at the bottom, is your first string. So your first string sounds like this. The string above that is what we call the second string. That's your B string. G is your third string. D is your fourth string. A is your fifth string. And E, the thickest string at the top here, is your sixth string. Next, look at your left hand. Or if you're playing left-handed guitar, you'll do the same with your right hand. Your fingers are associated with numbers also. Your pointer finger is finger 1, your middle finger is finger 2, your ring finger is finger 3, and your pinky is finger 4. Last but not least, your frets are associated with numbers. It starts at 1 near your headstock and counts up to 3, 4, 5, etc. until you reach the body. Your guitar will have somewhere between 22 and 24 frets usually. Some are different depending on the guitar that you have. Now that you know the parts of the guitar and the numbering system, it's time to get down to the fun stuff, learning chords. Today you will learn 3 chords. You'll learn the G chord, the C chord, and the D chord. For each chord, I will tell you which finger to put on which string and which fret. Let's start with the G chord. For the G chord, you want to start by putting your second finger on the 6th string, 3rd fret. Should sound like this. Next, put your first finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret. It should sound like this. Next, put your 3rd finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Should sound like this. Last, put your fourth finger on the first string, 3rd fret. It should sound like this. If you press really hard with all of your fingers in the correct position and strum it like this, you should get a G chord. Now let's learn the C chord. For the C chord, we're going to start with our 3rd finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret. It should sound like this. Next, put the 2nd finger on the 4th string, 2nd fret. It should sound like this. Lastly, if you'll put your 1st finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, it should sound like this. Again, pressing firmly, strumming downwards, you should get a C chord. Next, let's learn the D chord. For the D chord, you're going to start with your 1st finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. It should sound like this. Next, put your 3rd finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. It should sound like this. Last, put your 2nd finger on the 1st string, 2nd fret. It should sound like this. Again, when you press firmly with your fingers in the correct position, you will strum down, but this time, try not to strum the 6th string, the low E. When you do that, you'll get a D chord. Now that you know the 3 chords, G, C, and D, all you got to do is practice, practice, practice. It will be difficult at first, but with practice, you will be able to transition between the chords with ease. Start with a simple song, like Sweet Home Alabama. Sweet Home Alabama is played D, C, G. Practice it over and over, and you'll be able to get more fluent at these transitions. Good luck!